picture into my wall.
Whoa, hello, I'm recording. Okay, hang on a second. Let me turn the music down. You know, I don't know about you, but to me, I gotta say, the 80s had the best music. I mean, this is the Thompson Twins. Do you remember them? Hold me now. Hold my heart. Stay with me. Okay. I could never make it as a singer, so that's why I decided to review cars. Yeah, okay. Welcome back to one of my in-car videos. I've been going on a two-wheel craziness lately. I've been reviewing the Modenas Dominar, and then I reviewed the Z900 RS, and in the meantime, I had this Volkswagen Tiguan for a whole week. And you know what? I really like driving it. Yep, I do. It's another SUV, just like somewhat around like the Mazda CX-9 that I reviewed recently. And so that's two SUVs back to back, and I'm starting to like driving SUVs, which is I don't know, should I be worried about that? No, because I'm getting old. So you know, the driving position, the seat height, the comfort of it, yeah, it's all starting to appeal. And there's a lot appealing about this car actually. Let me turn the climate control. Yes, it's not just air conditioning, it's climate control. Let me turn that down for a little bit so maybe you can hear me a little bit better. Okay, this test unit is the Highline. Now it retails for about 170,000 ringgit. Yeah, about 170,000 ringgit. Now that's a hunk of chunk of dough. That's quite a lot of money. But it is a Volkswagen, so you know you can be assured of fantastic build quality. But oh yeah, let me press the auto hold. Kind of like this. I kind of like this feature. If you're like stopped at a traffic light, you don't have to keep your foot on the brake. You just have this auto hold, and it just holds you there. You won't creep forward, or for whatever reason, if you happen to be in reverse, you won't creep backwards either. And then when you're ready to go, just press the accelerator, and the auto hold disengages. So that's one of the nice little things about this car. Okay, it's not a USB. I mean, a lot of cars have it these days, but it is nice. It is nice anyway. One of the things I really like about this car, and if the roads were clear, I'd let you experience that for a second. Now, unlike the CX-9, which I tested recently, which was smooth, and although very powerful, it was smooth and sort of like, you eased into the power. This thing is a bit of a monster. Now, if you look at the specs, again, I think they're conservative numbers because the specs only say 150 PS, about 110 kilowatts of power, and 250 Newton meters of torque. Now, the thing is though, that 250 Newton meters of torque, it comes in at 1,500 kilometers. I'm sorry, bike just came really close. And no, it comes in at 1,500 RPM. I was wondering why this bike was coming so close. So I think you probably saw him in this video because he was like an inch from my wing mirror. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, that 250 Newton meters of torque, it comes in at a very, very low 1,500 RPM. Now, to put that into perspective, idle speed is slightly below 1,000. So in about 500 revs, you have got peak torque, which means the acceleration on this thing is unbelievable. Now, it's a TSI engine, of course, a 2-liter TSI engine. And it's very frugal. Okay, I've driven what? I've got a range of 340 kilometers. Wait a minute, have I been driving this thing? Wait, oh, hang on. I reset the trip and it's saying now 260. So 260 plus 305. Whoa, that's a lot of mileage. That's a lot of mileage. Okay, right, so it's good on gas and it's really, really quick. I would say it's frighteningly quick. Now, the only reason I didn't go any faster when I had this car on review is that for some reason, because this is the Highline, the high spec, with all the bells and whistles, it's also got a roof rack. And if I were going any faster, anything above 100 kilometers an hour, you would hear this roof rack. It makes a hell of a racket, even though I'm not carrying anything on that rack. It makes a heck of a noise. It sounds like a 747 taking off. That's how bad it is. I was really, really tempted to take it off. I mean, I had the car for a week, so I was really tempted to take it off and just, chuck it at the back. And speaking of the back, there's ample space. There's a lot of space at the back. with foldable rear seats as well, of course. And yeah, so it's another proposition in a rapidly growing market, which is the mid-size SUV. And although, like I said, priced at 170, I mean, it's going up there against some pretty stiff competition, I gotta say. There's a lot of glass area around this car, which means a proper heat resistant tint is going to be a must. Yeah, there's no two ways about it. The air conditioning, the climate control, which I just said earlier. The climate control is brilliant. You can freeze in this car, but still you can actually feel the ambient heat coming in because there's so much glass area. No sunroof, but still you can really feel it. So I'm not sure if this car came with any tints. I don't see any emblems or logos or anything about, even at the back. So yeah, VW might want to consider that for especially the Highline. I mean, if you're gonna go and get all the bells and whistles, you might as well get the tint as well. So maybe there is an option for that. I'll have to check. But anyway, strictly speaking, as a commuter, as an SUV, mid-size SUV, I have no complaints about this car. It looks really good from the outside too, as you can see in the pictures in this article. And so yeah, so yet again another option for you to choose from in this huge segment of this SUV market. You know, you got small ones, medium-sized ones, big ones, and as far as medium-sized ones are concerned, this thing is a sleeper and a half. If you feel behind, yeah, I've got paddles. Yeah, I've got paddle shifts. So a DSG gearbox, which doesn't hunt. I mean, it's very smooth if you just want to drive along. And then again, you just plant your foot and this thing just takes off. I do not want to tell you what's the top speed I achieved, because yeah, well, maybe I shouldn't. But anyway, I'm on my way to return it now, and again, reluctantly, because it was really nice driving this thing around. And yeah, so definitely consider it. Definitely worth your consideration. Again, it's not cheap, but as I've always said, you get what you pay for. Now, if you want something a little bit more luxurious, you want something a little bit more well-appointed, you gotta have a look at this. And believe it or not, this is not the only one I've seen on the road. No, I've seen quite a few actually. So yeah, this is one segment that Volkswagen Malaysia seems to be doing pretty well on, and I can see why. Because you need to drive it. I mean, if you're in the market for one of these and you really want to try something a bit different, and if you can afford it, definitely this should be on your short list for sure. I'm not trying to sell you this car. You go and decide for yourself. That's what I've always said. My job is not to sell you a car. I'm just trying to tell you what's out there, and this is one of them that's definitely worth considering. Yeah. So oh, another thing I really like is like it's a touch screen here, and when you reach for it, the menu pops up, and then when you pull away, it goes back down again. So that's kind of cool. So okay, I want to listen to Thompson Twins, and I want to drive this car a little bit more. So see you all later.
Stop that loving stop. You say I'm a